Alrighty, good morning everyone, or I guess I should say it's about to be good afternoon here. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is doing well. I know the stream started late today, so we're going to have an abridged pre-stream here today. Not going to be super long. In fact, it's going to be probably a quarter of as long as usual, just to cover some basic stuff. Before we head into Divinity Original Sin 2, continuing on, this is my third session of the game now. It looks like we'll be heading out of the introductory area finally. Although, quite frankly, I don't know if I learned enough about the game to survive past the introductory area. So I guess we're going to see what happens here. Okay. So why was I late? Well, last night I couldn't really get to sleep. It's just that simple. You know, couldn't get to sleep. Was on and off, kind of asleep, then not asleep, then asleep, then not asleep. It was about 6 in the morning when I think I'd slept about 1 hour at that point, and I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to be up at 9 like I usually get up to do my stream. So I said on Twitter I was probably going to be late, and tried to get to sleep. Eventually did get to sleep, but I do have this this creature that lives with me by the name of Jasper Kitty, who does not like it when there's changes in schedule. He gets very upset when there's a change in schedule. So the fact that I, number one, didn't sleep like I normally do, got him kind of up and hyper during the night, which is not good. And then, once we finally got to sleep, he didn't like the fact that I wanted to sleep in today. At all. So, you know, here I am. It's like 9 a.m. I've probably slept for about 3 hours. And he wants to get up. And he's nudging me and he's bothering me. And normally I don't care. Normally it's enough that I could just, you know, I push him away, or like, you know, if I put my arm down usually on my side here, he'll crawl up to the arm and let me pet him a little bit, and then we kind of fall asleep together, which is nice. It's cute. But today he decides, oh, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to climb on top of the dresser and I'm going to relax up there. Fine. He does it all the time. Then when I'm sleeping, he decides to leap from the dresser onto my foot and dig his claw into my foot, creating a large, deep scratch on my foot when I'm trying to sleep. Which I have right here is yuck. It is not good. We'll have to wash this out again later. Ugh. Scab, yuck. It is what it is. That's what happens when you have a cat, is that the cat wants all the attention. And the cat will not understand when things are different or out of the ordinary. Jasper has a schedule that he's used to having us, you know, follow. And if we do anything outside of that normal schedule, it throws him for a loop. In fact, I've told you guys this, that starting this week, my wife is supposed to get her new work schedule. And this might completely throw things out of whack. I mean, for my wife and I, yeah, sure, if there's a change in work schedule and there has to be, you know, different kinds of sleep schedule or different kinds of streaming schedule because of it, yeah, that's an adjustment that we can do. But also we've got Jasper, and Jasper's going to probably have to make adjustments too, and I don't know how well it's going to go. That's kind of the one thing we're a little bit dreading here, is how are things going to go with Jasper if things are different with our sleeping schedule or whatever. He's used to a set thing now for years, you know. It's always been my wife comes home late, and you know, he welcomes her home from work. We all kind of sit down, have a little snack or meal together. We relax for an hour or two, and then my wife takes a shower. We all go to sleep together. And if that changes because now she's going to be working mornings, you know, that could throw everything for a loop. I mean, just case in point, overnight, because I couldn't get to sleep and then I wanted to sleep in to make up for it. Look at how he behaved, you know? So it makes me wonder what the hell's going to happen. Right? Alright. So anyway, guys, it is what it is. I'll let you know, by the way, as I told you, coming up this week, by hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have answers on, is my stream schedule going to remain the same? Will Tuesdays still be my day off, or is that going to shift to a different day? Will it be the same day every week? Will it be a different day every week? I don't know. Will anything with the timing of my streams be different? I don't know. All this is, you know, I don't know. It's all up in the air. It's important to know, obviously. It's what you guys want to come here and tune in for. So I need to have answers for you. I don't have any answers yet. I should have answers later in the week, okay? Now, 2 things. Number 1, please, last day for you to nominate games for the upcoming Viewer's Choice event by typing ! Viewer's Choice into the stream chat. Is your last chance to nominate stuff, okay? After today, likely tomorrow, I'll be setting up the poll by which you guys will begin to vote on the Viewer's Choice games. So last chance to actually nominate stuff, please do. In addition, later this week on Thursday is the return of Ask the King. That is my bi-monthly Q&A show. I did not do one since Christmas. So it's going to be fun to sit down and focus on your questions and answer them. But I need more questions. The more questions I get, the better the show is. You can submit questions by typing ! Ask the King into the stream chat right now. Okay? So please do. Those 2 things. Very important. Very important for you guys to do these things, these interactive events. Your input is required, all right? Now, schedule, very briefly. Right now, it's Divinity Original Sin 2. Tonight, I'm beating 2 different games on the late stream tonight, if you can believe it. You want to see some epic stuff ending? Come in tonight. First of all, it's the conclusion of Immortals Phoenix Rising. We're in the middle of the final dungeon. So probably about another half an hour to an hour, we're done with that. Then we're switching over to Bowser's Fury, and I'm finishing up Bowser's Fury, which I have like 3 or 4 cat shines left to get, and then we've beaten that. So a double conclusion tonight on the stream. That starts at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, major stream of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Last time I played this, it whooped my ass, and I didn't even beat the first stage. But then I realized there's magic in the game, which the game doesn't tell you until you quit to the main menu. So maybe using the magic, I'll be able to progress. Hopefully I can get past the first stage, and at least we'll see a new stage tomorrow. Alright, we'll find out. Hope you'll join me tomorrow for that. Tomorrow night, it's going to be my weekly session of Fall Guys. Alright? And it should be fun. We've been doing this once a week. You guys wager your channel points on, how I'm going to do. Seems to always be entertaining, and more of that tomorrow night. I'm off from streaming on Tuesday. Alright? I return on Wednesday with Super Mario 3D World. Yes, as the main gameplay stream, that is correct. And then the late stream is going to be Call of Duty. Okay? This week will be a mix. Alright? This week will be a mix of many different things. Including, sorry, my arm is itching me. Including the continuation of Divinity, the continuation of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, more Call of Duty, my weekly sessions of Yakuza, as well as Call of Duty. Okay, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And, some more stuff, more variety of stuff. Nothing new really starting up this week. However, I will say this. Depending on how stuff goes, maybe sooner rather than later we will start another new playthrough and add it into the mix. Depends on how things go. But this Viewer's Choice deal, you guys are very shortly going to be starting to vote on what game will be the Viewer's Choice playthrough. So depending on how that voting goes and everything, we may have another game, added into the mix. There really aren't many new releases coming out in a short period of time here, just being honest. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. Where this month, again, for the 3rd straight month, seems like it's going to be a very slow month for new game releases. Which, of course, is unfortunate. We all want a bunch of new game releases, but it is what it is, right? So, I guess we'll see what happens. But, we have enough to do between Divinity and new Ghosts and Goblins, and the continuing stuff that I've been doing. And maybe the Viewer's Choice will have a bunch of stuff to do in the short term. Alright? Now, normally, I would be doing many things on the pre-stream, including news and all of that. I'm not doing any of that today. I just don't have time for it. Alright? I'm late already. I don't want the stream to lose out on a bunch of gameplay that I should be doing. I'm also not going to be doing a break here. Usually I would take a break before I start streaming the gameplay. I'm not doing that either. Alright. The one thing I will say is today is Sunday. That's the last streaming day of the week for Twitch. And then tomorrow everything resets on our leaderboard. So if you were looking to possibly get up there as the top cheerer of the week, or get up as one of the top 10 cheerers of the week, if you're looking to be one of the top sub gifters of the week, which, by the way, subscriptions, if you haven't noticed, have dipped dramatically, now would be a good time to jump on and try to get noticed on the leaderboard. Now, tomorrow is the first day of March, if you're not aware, and that means that we can set up subscriber goals for the month of March, which I'm happy to do, but I don't know what we want the goals to be. What I would like to do is have a discussion with you guys today on the streams about what would you guys like as a reward for a subscriber goal. Should we do a marathon style gameplay day where we play all kinds of fun variety of stuff, or should we do a day set on a certain kind of game? Should we do an indies marathon again? I definitely don't want to do a retrospective. We just did that. And I don't think we're going to do viewer's choice. We're in the midst of doing that. So I want to do something different, okay? And I'm considering doing something dramatically different. I'm just not sure what you guys would want if we were to do some kind of special thing for the subscriber goal. I want to set up a subscriber goal, but it would be kind of silly to do a subscriber goal if we don't... You know, oh, here's the sub goal. The sub goal will be 725 subs. Okay, what's it for? I don't know yet. You know? So, see, what I was thinking of doing is this. All right, we have a subscriber goal, like 725 subs. And if we hit it, there'll be a poll, 3 different options, 3 different kinds of marathons that we can do. One would be where I try to play, like, classic Mario. And I try to be like Super Mario 1 and the Lost Levels in one session. And there's a challenge to do it, and people could wager their channel points on how I do each stage and stuff like that. Okay? But then there could be another one that's a different kind of game. You know what I mean? Like, there could be 3 options for different kinds of marathons, and you guys would vote on which of the 3 marathons you want to see. The thing is, we would talk about the marathons you want to see, and then we would determine what they are over the course of like a week or 2 of March, and then we could have that poll set up. You see? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because I haven't done anything like that. It's always been, oh, Indies Marathon, but you guys nominate and vote for the games. Viewer's choice, you guys nominate and vote for the games. And sometimes I just want to maybe pick stuff that I think I would like to do, and maybe would be entertaining. Okay? So that's kind of what I'm feeling. Something different. We haven't done that. Something completely different. Now, the thing is, what kind of games would... I definitely Classic Mario is one that I'm interested in. But what other kinds of stuff would you guys be interested in? Alright? Let me know. Laterial says, was Toxic Text the top cheerer for every stream this week? No. Yesterday, Virgatoto, or is it Virgatoto or Virgatoto, ended up being the top cheerer of a stream. Toxic Text did not top his cheer. So, I don't know why you're asking. I guess if you were seeing him be the top cheerer every single stream, you're probably interested to see, but no, he was not. Alright, or maybe, maybe we could do a marathon of something like a Zelda. Like, for example, I've never played Zelda 1 and 2, ever. Ever? I know that sounds crazy, I never have. Or maybe I could do, like a Link Between Worlds, which I still have. I would just have to figure out if my capture device still works, because I have no idea. Something like that. You know? Like, it would be like a Phil plays the classics marathon. And then you could determine, would you like to see Mario, Zelda, or something else? You know? We could do that. Something like that. But it would be interesting because we'd be able to set milestones. Ellipsian says, retro replay. Choose 3 games I want to replay and you'll pick between them. And it would be like a marathon of playing that game. I mean, we could do that too. See? So, alright. So, here's what we'll do. I don't want to have a super long pre-stream. We'll talk about that over the next couple of weeks. But we will have a sub-goal in place. Like, starting tomorrow, I'll set up a subscriber goal. And the reward will be a marathon. But it'll be something that we talk about and determine together. Okay? And I definitely apologize that I didn't do this earlier. There's a lot going on and juggling a lot of stuff behind the scenes and everything. I forgot completely about the month coming up. I was like, oh shit, gotta do this starting tomorrow. So, okay. Guys, that's it. You know the deal. If you support me via cheering, subbing, and tipping, that's awesome. I need help with, as much as possible. That's how I make my living. If you tip me today, that would be great. You know that there's rewards for tips. If you raise 50 bucks, gun or glasses. For $100, you get to choose a vest. Last night I wore the platinum vest, so every vest would be eligible but platinum today. And I appreciate all contributions, but tips help a little bit more right now because I'm trying to raise funds to pay for my tax guy, to do my taxes, and plus, of course, Tuesday's my day off, and that's when I have to go drop a lot of money for various things. So please consider contributing if you can. Done. I'm not even going to do extended, any kind of extended explanation today. Fair enough? Okay. Now, let us now do shout-outs for those who have contributed. Okay? So, hold on a second while I get this going. So, where is it? Okay, overnight. Jordan Boss subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Jordan Boss, for the overnight sub. Appreciate that. Excuse me. Golden Colts cheer. He says, you always carry a knife. Ancient wisdom dictates you knife is your life. Yes, I have a giant machete that I always have strapped to my leg at all times. And it comes in handy. You never know when you're going to get into like a dense jungle or like a field of sugarcane. It's in your way. You need to just hack it out of the way. So always. Absolutely. Timbo Slice cheered and said, any word on what happened to the best mod, Mouse? We're worried about it. Again, it's not my place to say because I don't even know specifically what happened at all. But currently he's not on Twitch, and if he ever wants to publicly go out and talk to people about what happened or whatever, that's on him. I don't know. Will he be back? Likely yes. When will he be back? I don't know. It's none of my business. There you go. I don't even know what happened. I don't know why he's not around. So, Golden Colts, the first cheer of today's stream, did a 50-bit cheer and said, let's go. Let's get Golden Colts up there on the leaderboard as the first cheer of the day. Thank you, Golden Colts, for being the first cheerer of today. Angelo Bestia has resubbed for 8 months. Says, I'm going raw vegan this week. Wish me luck, sad face. Yeah, I don't know how people can live without meat. I'm serious. Like, I can understand cutting down on meat. Like, since, I've had health problems in the last decade, I had to cut way back on things like red meat and pork and instead focus in on things like chicken. But I can't imagine cutting meat completely out of your diet, or even just, isn't it just all animal products? When it comes to vegan, right? They can't even have like dairy, right? Because that's considered an animal byproduct. Good luck. Good luck. I don't know how the hell you could pull that off, because I couldn't. Woke up and made this username, has resubscribed for 4 months in a row and says, need you to be on time, Phil. This is your job. That is correct. I agree with you. Today's an exception where things were kind of thrown for a loop, but as I promised you guys, we're still going to have the usual amount of gameplay, okay? Baldy resub for 20 months in a row and says 20 months of positivity and fun. Shout out to Hey There Babe and all the other positive fragas. Very nice. Thank you, Baldy, for the 20 months of support. The first tip of today comes in from No Damage 2, who tipped me $1 today. Says, love the Twitter banner. Yeah. Last year, I had a lot of really stupid things happen to my Twitter account. As in people filing ridiculously false DMCA claims against me. Claiming that, get this, a selfie I took on my phone and uploaded to the fucking website somehow was not my legal property and someone could false DMCA me for a selfie from my fucking phone. Okay? So, for the longest time, I had no banner and no image because it was stricken down by DMCA. I think it was like 3-4 months. I just left it there saying, DMCA claim. And finally, people started complaining and saying, all right, time to try something else. And I'm like, what's the point? If someone can false DMCA me, why would I even bother with this? So, I think it was around, I want to say it was around November. I put up that banner. And it basically, the banner is just text that I typed on my phone in Notepad. And it says, this is something I typed on my phone. And if it gets stricken, it would be insanely stupid because it blatantly is something I just typed on my phone. And then I signed and dated it. And so far, it hasn't been falsely taken down. Not to say that it can't be, because Twitter is such a ridiculously broken piece of shit website that is an awful business model that they could take it down for any reason. Some idiot could just say that that's their property and probably take it down. So, it's just blind luck that somehow that didn't happen. Laterial has done a 65-bit cheer, which is the biggest cheer of the day. It says, when your car's low on gas, do you call your trip to the service station a fill-up? Get it? Like a fill-up? Get it? Actually, I don't call it a fill-up. Some people say I need a fill-up. I've never said that. I think that is a term used in certain parts of the world or certain parts of the country. I've never called it, oh, I gotta go to the station for a fill-up. I've never said that. I just say, I gotta get gas, man. I gotta fill the tank of gas, because we're low. Alrighty then. Orcs7 has resubscribed for a whopping 43 months. Thank you, Orcs, for a very, very long ongoing support. Well, holy crap, I just got a ginormous cheer. Mark Fear. 15,000 bits. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the biggest cheer of the year. That is officially the biggest cheer that I have received this year so far. So let's get Mark Fear up on the leaderboard first of all. Thank you so much for your support, Mark. I appreciate that. I doubt that Toxic Tex or Vergato Toda are going to top that one today. Alright. So anyway, Mark Fear cheered. He says, hey Phil, here's the biggest cheer today. My little sister's birthday, and I want to see how you been. Well, recently, things have been great. Recently, the streams are good. People are excited. In fact, there's a lot of engagement on my streams because of the new channel points wager system, which is nice. I like this as a new level of engagement to the streams, okay? And I really enjoy doing it. But last night, things didn't work out so well because I didn't get much sleep and yada, 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 and that's why I'm here late today. But it's all good. Mark Fear, thank you. So that means Mark Fear is currently the top cheerer of the year, 15,000 bit cheer. And that also means that Jax Raxer is currently the top tipper with a $200 tip on Friday night during the Street Fighter stream. So within a couple of days, we had the two biggest contributors of the year back to back so far. Thank you guys for that. I really appreciate that. Okay. Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man cheered. He says, thank you for unbanning me. I pledge allegiance to the President of the United States of Phil. Yes, please behave. If you are someone who misbehaves and you get moderated appropriately by a moderator or myself and then you ask for an unban, obviously the understanding here is that you're going to behave and not going to then abuse that unban status. Please don't make me, don't make me regret my decision. All right, and good to see you back. Elon Just here says, do dating simulators. No, I'm not going to do that. It's an incredibly stupid suggestion. Cal Links, resubscribed for 21 months and says, this game is a CRPG. These games are deep and fun. If you like, check out Wasteland 3. It's like a simpler Fallout version of this game. Easier than this game, but still fun. I don't know what CRPG stands for. Right? CRPG? Because it's definitely not Chinese. It's not a Chinese game. I mean, the gameplay style seems very similar to what I just played last year in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Except, like you said, more complex. Yeah, it seems like it is going to be more complex. It's not specifically grid-based, right? Alright, thank you for the support, Cal Links. And Total Score and Cheer, he says, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I'm thinking of getting Dragon Quest 11 on PC. I didn't even know Dragon Quest 11 was on PC. I'll play with the Japanese voice actor, or voiceover. Did you have any flaws with the game? Is it worth 40 bucks? Were there any flaws with the game? Let me say this. The graphics were good, but a lot of people had issue with the graphics and the music. They thought that the graphics weren't particularly current gen. They thought they were a little bit behind. I thought they intentionally did that. They wanted to make it look like a modern version of the classic graphics of Dragon Quest, which are very cartoony. It's that Toriyama, right? Toriyama's art style. So they were trying to make it look just like that. So I understood the graphics. I guess a lot of people had issue with the music. Excuse me. Because the music wasn't full on like orchestral next gen style music. A lot of it was like old school throwback music. And I think again that they were trying to do like a kind of almost an anniversary deal where it sounded very similar to the classic music from the older games. And some people hated that. Absolutely hated that. Also, the game is very lengthy. Even just to beat the main campaign takes a long time. And then there's an entire second campaign to the game It's optional, but it's fun to do, but it's way more challenging than the first campaign, and it answers all of your questions that are unanswered from the first campaign. Okay? So, I guess that's the best details I can give you about the game. But I loved it. I did an incredibly lengthy completionist style playthrough of Dragon Quest XI, and I loved every minute of it. The viewers loved it as a chill stream as well. Angel Devilish cheering to play a Bubsy game. They're atrocious. Oh yeah, he says they're an atrocity. I've never played a Bubsy game. I knew all about them in the 90s. I saw them at the stores for rental and everything, but I never played one. Epic Hyperspace, resale for 29 months, 21 streak. Wow, thank you, Epic Hyperspace. I appreciate that. Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man, cheers. Do you think government should ban scalping? I still cannot get a PS5. They're selling for $800 on eBay. That's good for you if you ever need $800, I guess. I think it's fucked up. I think not only is this messed up for the consumer who can't buy it, it's messed up for the companies because Sony, Microsoft, they didn't intend that half of their consoles were going to be sitting in someone's fucking closet, basement, or garage waiting to be resold on the internet for an exorbitant price. They were counting on those those consoles to be in the hands of gamers and gamers spending money on the games. And now that's not happening. You see, what's happening is the games that they were planning on being giant sellers on these consoles are not selling as well because people can't buy the consoles. This is actually a big problem, and of course, it's the first time we've ever faced this problem because it's the first time ever that we've been in a worldwide epidemic where you can't just go and buy these consoles at stores. So because it's online only, it allows these scalpers to do these malicious things, and it is what it is. So, yeah, it sucks. The whole situation is terrible. Should government step in? Maybe. If the whole consumer business model is broken by a interim group who are taking advantage. You know what this reminds me of? So, they used to call these certain people carpetbaggers, okay? And what a carpetbagger is someone who, during a particular time of strife, whether it's a war or an epidemic, they take advantage of what's going on to benefit. In reality, the actual name comes from people who go into a fucking house. Like, let's say there was a war, and a house got ravaged by a bombshell, or, you know, troops burned down a house. Someone would, after the fact, run into the house and grab the carpet off the fucking floor, scoop up everything in the house, and run out the door. Just steal everything. Carpet bagger. They're bagging everything up into carpets and leaving the house. Why? Well, the house got burned down. No one's going to be able to defend it at this point. Even though legally you don't own the house, you shouldn't be stealing. Who's going to stop you if a country was just ravaged by war? All right. Now, this ended up becoming a name that then later on represented anyone who took advantage of any kind of a situation that's a really bad, unprecedented situation and making personal benefit from it. That is exactly what these scalpers are. No one foresaw a worldwide pandemic hitting us in 2020, making it so that when the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 launched, no one would be able to physically buy them in stores. Instead, we'd all have to order them online. No one predicted this. So because of that, we've got an unprecedented situation where people just can't buy the consoles, and we got people who bought half of them, and it's sitting around unsold, and games are going completely unsold because no one has the console to buy them. So, yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe the governments do need to step. Maybe this is a situation that's completely unique, and we need the governments to step in and stop this bullshit. Maybe it's time to finally say enough with the free market horseshit. We need someone to put their foot down and say, this is not correct, this is not right. This is hurting everyone. It's hurting consumers. It's hurting everyone around the situations. Okay? Alright. Cocky Cameron tipped me $2, which is the biggest tip of the day. It says, do you think there's a reason to get an Xbox Series X over PS5 right now? I know both don't have a lot of games, but I was disappointed with Xbox last gen. They had almost no exclusives, and the ones that they did weren't good. Honestly, I don't particularly think, unless you are very interested in one of the very limited exclusive games, like for example, there's The Medium on Xbox, and there's Demon's Souls Remake on PS5. Alright? Outside of that, there's really no reason to go for one console over the other. Apparently they both run, you know, last gen games much better, higher frame rate, better load times. Some games run better on one console, some games run better on the other, but there's no definitive determination of which is better overall yet. I don't know if there ever will be. It might always be this whole console gen. It may be, okay, this game runs better on the Xbox, this game runs better on PS5, and maybe we won't have an overall winner in that department. So, no, I actually don't think there's a reason to go for one over the other now. Now, long term, once Microsoft Studios start pumping out exclusive games and everything's under Game Pass, maybe then the Xbox console will make more sense. As of right now, I don't think there's a determination between the two at all. So, Jacket Thug tipped me $1.30 and says, please unban me. I'll do anything. I didn't mean to do anything offensive. Well, Jacket Thug, I don't know why you got banned. This is not the avenue to appeal for a unbanning. You have to email me or a mod, and we look into it. That's how it's always been handled, and you know that. So please don't derail the stream. Mythical Cheers, I have 16 PS5s. I'm selling them for $1,000 each. Sure you do. Timbo Slice Cheers says, you mean like those people that use BLM movement, a reason to loot stores and burn buildings? That's a little different. That's a little different because that's active. That would be active violence as a means to an end. People who are rioting in the streets pretending like it's for a movement when in reality they just want to rob shit, that's very different from someone who, say, sees all the violence take place and then... Okay, here's a carpetbagger. A carpetbagger would be someone who goes into a major city that was ravaged by protests and either literally after the fact will rob shit, or someone who's wealthy and says, I'm going to buy up all the real estate now that's been destroyed for bottom dollar, and I'm going to try to now build it up and make top dollar profits on it because I bought it when it was low because of all the riots. That would be a carpetbagger, someone who comes in and scoops up all the opportunity and benefits from the strife and the misfortune of others, okay? So it could be literally someone who physically does it, or it could be someone who kind of financially buys stuff up. It's different. It's not the person who's actually committing the violent act, though. That's not the carpetbagger, okay? Shirtless Mofo cheered. So the main problem with scalping is that there are so many PS5s sitting around, supposedly not sold, but not. Thus, those PS5s never register on PSN or get PS Plus to buy games. If Sony wants to make the money they're losing with each PS5, they need those digital sales. You're right. Sony and Microsoft were planning 100%. They were planning on having those consoles sold and having games and PS Plus / Game Pass revenue tied to them. And instead, they're sitting around doing nothing. And that's a huge problem. It's a huge problem for them. Jad F has resubscribed for 29 months. Thank you very much, Jad F. Okay. Okay. There you go. Yes. Ellen Rubb just posted up the definition. Apparently it actually started in the Civil War, which I didn't remember. It actually started in the Civil War. That's where the term carpetbagger came from. Northerners who came down to the South after it was ravaged by war in the Civil War and tried to take advantage of the populace there because it was destroyed in the Civil War. There you go. I didn't realize that was the historical origins of the term. So, okay. Shout-outs to the top cheers of the week. And boy, were there a lot of cheers this week. And thank you for the cheering support, everyone who did. Being that it was the last week of the month, it'll help out next month. Thank you for that. In 10th place, Random Game Roulette. In 9th place, That Anonymous. In 8th place, Sambuca. 7th place, Pumpy Venus. 6th place, Pool King. 5th place, Timbo Slice. 4th place, Biggest Kobe Fan. 3rd place, Vergatoto. 2nd place, due to that one giant cheer this morning, Mark Fear. And in 1st place, Toxic Tex. Remember, last day of the month, if you want to help me out, and, you know, for this month, and get on that leaderboard, cheer today. Because tomorrow, everything resets. It's a new week and a new month. All right? Also, thank you to the top sub-gifters of the week. Not many this week. Not shockingly surprising, considering the fact that there was no sub goals going on this month. We got D-Man11 and Timbo Slice. Each got a single sub. We got Kate, who had 2 subs, and Madrek1, who has 5 subscriptions. Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man cheered again, and he says, I think riding is okay as long as you bring me back a PS5. Well, it's funny how opportunistic some people are. You know, like I said, I had to say it, Black Lives Matter movement 100% is warranted, and it needed to happen. And there needs to be systematic change in the United States to make sure that a certain racial group of people are not being mistreated or treated differently than others. 100% I agree with that movement. Okay? people who go out there and pretend like they're trying to be nonviolent protesters, and then they destroy the Starbucks in downtown Seattle 20 times. Like, yeah, you really got your message across by wrecking a Starbucks a bunch of times, right? See the difference? So, that's what I mean. Opportunistic assholes. Oh, I just want to do something fucked up today. Or I want to do something that maybe benefits me today. And hide under the guise of a good movement, and then I'm protected, right? No, you're not protected. You're a criminal. You know? The vast majority of people who are going to go out there and try to support a good movement are not then going to wreck everything around them. Because they understand that when you burn everything down, nothing gets improved. But that's the problem, is people take advantage and then do fucked up stuff. Okay, anyway, Yoshino Lover did a 100-bit cheer and said, hey man, how's it going, Yoshino Lover? Good to see you. Good to see you. Alright, guys. So here's the deal. Very quickly, I'm just going to pee. And then we're going to get started. Alright? So this will be like 2 minutes. Pee, wash my hands. And then get started here. Alright, so give me a sec. I'll be right back. And then we're going to start up with Divinity. I don't know what's going to happen. Last time around, I got my ass handed to me multiple times. As I tried to actually, like, do stuff in this game. I'm likely not going to be doing very well here. At all. So, I guess we'll find out. Alright? Alright, I shall return shortly, my friends. I will see you in just a minute or so. Alright, I'll be right back.